Sunday here in the Philippines, February 3, 2018. And we are coming to you live from inside the Lapu-Lapu Gym right here in the Queen City of the South in Cebu, Philippines for another offering of your ASEAN Basketball League Season number 9. And it is brought to you by ABS-CBN Sports and Action, SNA, and of course Virtual Playground. Queuing up are the fans outside of our venue ready to roar here and cheer for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas as they go up against the visiting Saigon Heat of Vietnam. Two of the top 3 teams will clash here tonight, and thank you so much for catching the action live here on SNA. My name is Martin Javier, and tonight I'll be working alongside Mr. Christian Luanzon. Christian, welcome to the coverage. Good to have you here.
Good evening. It's great to be here. Looking forward to this game.
This is going to be a great matchup, Christian. First clash of 2 matchups this season between these 2 teams, and we are going to start it off here in the Philippines. But Christian, as we mentioned earlier, we already saw their standings earlier. 11-2 for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, sitting high and mighty at the top. But the Saigon Heat, after dropping 2 straight games, you know they're going to be hungry for a win tonight.
2 games slide, tough loss in Hong Kong in their last game. Really allowed Hong Kong to put up 32 points in the first quarter. That has to change. Alab, on the other hand, 5-game winning streak. 4 of those 5 games here at home. Another home game tonight here in Cebu.
That's right, Christian. But let's see the discussion there first. As you see here, our team standing, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas staying perfect here at home. They want to continue that. They want to enter double-digit wins here at home because they only have 13 chances to do that here, Christian. This is going to be their 10th game of the season here in the Philippines. And again, we leave the discussion here first, the pre-game discussion here, and we will now go to the Coliseum announcer for the team introduction.
First, the visiting Saigon Heat. Number 1, Trevon Terrell Hughes. Number 2, Henry Nguyen. Number 8, Dankua Tran. Number 12, Justin Dong Young. Number 13, Murphy William Bonatowski. Number 17, D'Angelo Antoine Hamilton. Number 20, Christopher William Dierker. Number 22, Corey Vincent Cilia. Number 34, Team Allen Van Woola. Number 93, Tong Soon Nguyen. Their head coach is Kyle Julius. Ladies and gentlemen, the visiting Saigon Heat. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Hoopsdome here in Lapu-Lapu City, Cebu. It's the ASEAN Basketball League. It's the visiting Saigon Heat versus your San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
I love Cebu.
Alab Cebu, Alab Pilipinas. Number 1, Bobby Ray Parks Jr. Number 2, Joshua Enrique Arbistondo. Number 3, Lawrence Solino. Number 5, David Dion-Sol. Number 6, John Ray Alapanza. Number 9, Prince Niho. Number 13, Nico Paolo Havana. Number 22, Brandon Roser. Number 24, Marcelino Somario. Number 25, Ethan Alvaro. Number 27, Pablo Soles. Number ladies and gentlemen, we request everybody to please stand as we sing the national anthem of the Philippines.
Sayang mag-ibig, dalas at silanganan, alam ng puso, sa bibig mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyang ka ng mag-ibig, sa manlulupi, di ka masisiin, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bukaw, may dilat ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng watawat ko'y tagumpay lang niliglig. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidinig. Lupa ng araw ng walhating pagsiklat, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Ating higaya na may pang-abig, ang mamatay lang dahil sa'yo.
Thank you very much.
Sabihin niyo po pag ceremonial toast na po tsaka magsalita na po tayo. Okay na po ba?
We go back to our coverage right here on SNA ASEAN Basketball League Season number 9, Rise to Greatness. And again, matchup between San Miguel Alab Pilipinas and the Saigon Heat. It is February 3, 2019, a beautiful Sunday evening right here in Cebu, Philippines. And we take a look at first, Christian, the previous game of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. It was a dominating performance against the Wolf Warriors on the road as well, ending that one 100-81 to get their 11th victory of the season.
Outclassed, the Wolf Warriors in their second meeting of the season, led as much as 21 points, led all quarters in scoring. And ironically, Wolf Warriors, they led the three-point shooting, they led the free throws, but it was just too much Alab in terms of the rebounds, as you see, 66-36, that's plus 30. And also the points in the paint. This is the one category that Alab has been really consistent on for the whole season, regardless of who they play. They edge out this one, the points in the paint. They don't shoot a lot of threes, but they make sure that they pound it inside.
And that's been their main strength here, Christian, with their core of, or having a core of PJ Ramos, Ronaldo Balkman, even Lawrence Domingo, scoring a lot from the painted area. And for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, one of the reasons why they are sitting high and mighty at the top of our team standings right now is because of this guy, Ronaldo Balkman, Balkmania, putting up another crazy stat line against the Wolf Warriors in that game.
And he was like an MVP, and what could be an MVP performance at the end of this season, as he was named the ABL Midseason Fan Awards World Import MVP, 15 of 22 from the field. You can bet that 90%, if not 100% of those 15 made was inside the paint. And this guy, he just dominates on both ends. He impacts the game not only offensively, but also defensively, and he gets the crowd going.
And congratulations, by the way, to Balkmania for getting that ABL Mid-Season Fan Awards World Import MVP. And that's despite having a lot of talent on the rosters of different teams here in the league. He still came out on top in that specific category. And now let's go to the previous game of the Saigon Heat. Again, dropping their second straight game on the road, this time against Hong Kong Eastern. And it was pretty obvious that they had a hard time containing, the size of Sam Deguara in that game.
Who wouldn't? Like even an Alad team really had a hard time containing Sam Deguara, even if you have a PJ Ramos in your lineup. But that game was really nip and tuck. But Hong Kong led 12 in the third until they went scoreless in the last minute. And you gotta credit Su Wing Chan, Sam Deguara, and Odarian Bassett, who scored 24, 23, and 22 respectively.
That's right, and it's now time to meet the starting unit here for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, the back-to-back local MVP. Aubrey Parks Jr. will suit up again for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas after missing 3 straight games with that groin injury, and to replace the injured Kyle Baron, who actually had a broken nose in their game against Hong Kong Eastern. D'Angelo Hamilton will play his 5th game for the Saigon Heat, this time replacing again the said injured Kyle Barron. Again, that's a lot of numbers they're going to be missing here from Kyle, averaging a double-double here in the season. But D'Angelo Hamilton, a very capable big man, handling the fort for the Saigon Heat tonight against San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, and he is going to be having his hands full with this matchup against the 7'3" PJ Ramos. As you saw earlier, our officials who will be calling this game, D'Angelo Hamilton standing 6'8", and you see the disparity here at the height department. PJ Ramos at 7'3". Now, one of the things to watch out for here, these are two of the best rebounding teams in the league, Christian.
Right.
But Saigon Heat, it did not look like they're one of the top rebounding teams against Hong Kong Eastern, only getting 37 rebounds. Again, bothered by the presence of Deguara in the painted area. But that was a good tune-up, and that was a good practice as they face PJ Ramos tonight.
No question. And although both teams, talking about Hong Kong and Alab, have 2 7-footers,
Yeah.
a lot of differences because Sam Deguara likes to man the paint. He runs from end to end.
Yeah.
PJ Ramos, as I have noticed, he only runs usually from 3-point line to 3-point line, as he can shoot the ball from the outside because Bachmann is usually the one doing the damage inside.
And speaking of Ronaldo Balkman, he starts off his game with a deflection there on Chris Turker, and that's a shot clock violation right away. A turnover for the Saigon Heat to begin the game. Not a good start here for Coach Cal Julius, who is looking to have a fast start against the home squad here in Cebu. Here is Ethan Alvano. He's been playing very well for Alab Pilipinas this year. Very young man, just graduated. This is his first pro experience. They go to Kalen Chongson here on top. Ray Parks, back to Kalen. Face-up three-pointer, that's going to be too strong. D'Angelo Hamilton, skying high for that rebound. Trayvon Hughes, the point guard for the Saigon Heat here, going to D'Angelo Hamilton, who attacks Balkman. Hamilton no good. Here's the second opportunity. Fresh shot clock for Saigon, and Hamilton sticks the jumper.
The first 2 in the ball game for Hamilton, and one of the things that, because they're missing Kyle Barron as Hamilton had replaced him, this could be an advantage for them, as Ray Parks, who missed 3 games, gets the first 2 for Alab. Maybe unfamiliar talking about Hamilton's game.
That's right. They have the surprise effect here.
Right.
The surprise factor against Alab Pilipinas because they are playing with a different import. As Ramos drops in the three-pointer there. So PJ showing his range early here in this matchup.
And that's the one we were talking about. Unless it's a set play that they run cross screens him underneath, he starts underneath. But if it's off a rebound or a steal, he runs from 3-point line to 3-point line. That's a foul.
Alvano falling down, a foul called against the Saigon Heat. That's going to be on Trayvon Hughes. So first on Hughes. Here's the drive earlier by Bobby Ray Parks, blowing by Hughes. Saw the opening, challenging D'Angelo Hamilton for that lay-in. And right after, PJ Ramos knocking down his first long bomb off the ball game.
Well, Alab Pilipinas had 41 assists. Oh, sorry, 34 assists rather. And out of the 41 field goals that they made, 34 came from that.
Assisted, that's right.
Assisted from that. And Alvano, although he only had 4 assists, he does a lot of he initiates the offense with the drive and kick, whether it's a direct assist or a hockey assist.
That's his ability. Of course, Ethan Alvano, a good shot creator for Alab Pilipinas. As we see here, Murphy Bernatowski score on the reverse. And it started on the defensive end there for the Saigon Heat, getting the basketball from PJ Ramos. D'Angelo Hamilton sticking with Ramos early here, putting on the pressure in the first quarter. Balkman for 3. Ronaldo cleans the lid off the rim. And here is Trayvon Hughes on the attack for Saigon. Durker, that big body, banging with Parks. Parks, though, strips the ball away. Hamilton will recover. Here's Pernatowski, one of the top three-point shooting forwards of the league, knocks in that jumper.
Leads the league in three-point field goals made. And what you like about him is that he doesn't really settle a lot, excuse me, for outside shots. He's a guy who likes to pound the ball inside and drive the basketball, as we saw with his first basket, as Hamilton and PJ Ramos getting to know each other early in the ball game.
So early fireworks early here in the ball game, Christian, between PJ Ramos and D'Angelo Hamilton. Again, Hamilton replacing Cal Baron for this game. Coach Cal Julius, the head coach of the Saigon Heat in his second season with the team. So this is what happened earlier, Christian.
It was a temporary arm lock. Started right there. And yeah, to your point, I don't think these two are over January because it's February already. But
Right.
To what you said, starting it off with a firework early in the ball game.
Ramos wants the basketball. Ramos puts it in. And PJ Ramos gets his 5th point. 5 of the 7 points of Alab so far coming from him. So Trayvon Hughes guarded at a much taller Bobby Ray Parks, and we have a foul away from the ball here. That's going to be charged on Kaylan Chongson. Here's the play earlier. PJ Ramos again wanted the ball
Forget
at
about
the
it.
post. That's
Yeah.
right. And made sure he got that basket over Hamilton. Here's Durker. He's got range. Durker, though, too strong. Here's the outlet pass. Kalen goes to Ethan. Ronaldo Balkman driving and scoring for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
After missing his first shot from the outside, that time he did not settle, was in stride, and made a short side step or swipe step move towards the middle to finish with the right.
And that's an all-familiar drive from Ronaldo Balkman as Hamilton knocks in his second basket of the game. The outlet anticipated very well by Murphy Bernatowski. Bernatowski attacks Parks, takes the jumper, too strong. Ramos with the rebound, quickly to Balkman. Ronaldo to Alvano. Alvano getting the contact from Hughes. Doesn't matter, he got the basket anyway.
Well, if Saigon is going to win tonight, we're looking at the mid-range game, especially when you can't expect Ramos to close out a lot, which he has been doing pretty much the whole season. He's pretty much laying eggs inside the paint.
That's true.
So that mid-range, just like what you saw, like Bertowski did, they're going to have to make tough mid-range shots and hit those threes like Decker, the open shot a while ago.
And Hamilton missing on that open jumper. First miss of the night.
Durker, rather, I correct myself.
Yeah, Chris Durker. But this Saigon Heat team, they have a lot of shooters in this squad.
Yeah.
That's right. And that's how Coach Cal Julius actually built this team. 11-10 start for Alab Pilipinas. There's PJ at the low post again. Banging bodies with Hamilton and gets another basket on him. PJ Ramos flexing his muscles early in this matchup.
And there's no way Hamilton will stop that. Somehow, you're going to have to decide to send a double team early to help out Hamilton as they force an unforced turnover, rather, right here for Saigon. That's not going to help.
So Saigon Heat feeling a little bit of the pressure from San Miguel Alab Pilipinas as they call the timeout here. Alab up by 3. Back to the ball game here in Lapu-Lapu Gym, and one of the main men stepping up for Bobby Ray Parks in that last game against the Wolf Warriors was Lawrence Domingo. Started that game and contributed a lot. 12.7 rebounds and a steal for Lawrence in that game.
The perfect role player, really. Anytime you have a league that is composed of 3 world imports, a lot of talent, obviously, a lot of height, you need players like Lawrence Domingo to accept their role regardless of the minutes that they played. And you can expect a guy like Lawrence Domingo to always give his best on the floor.
And I was able to talk to him earlier, and he said he's much comfortable with the role, with his role on the team in his third year already with Alab Pilipinas, because he understands that they have the personnel to do it this year.
Right.
And it's only a matter of fulfilling his role very well. That would make this team very effective on the floor. But before the timeout, it was the PJ Ramos show for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. So you expect Coach Cal Julius to address that issue on the floor on the defensive end for the Saigon Heat.
Right, they drop into a zone, but doesn't make any difference as the gaps were too big. Straight line pass from top to bottom. Right here, Bachman, high-low play, no pressure on the ball to take away vision. And right there, PJ Ramos making that ball look like a tennis ball.
Ramos getting started early here. 9 points already for Alab Pilipinas. And 4.5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. So really taking it to the defense, to the big man of the Saigon Heat. Tim Well entering the game for Chris Turker. One of the local players of the Saigon Heat. Ramos missing the free throw. Here is Hamilton getting the rebound. So Trayvon now will run the show for the Heat. He's hounded by Kalen. They go out to Quatran, who fires. Quatran drops it in. And Quatran, aka Mr. Wiggle, back in Vietnam, knocking down his first basket off the game. Chong Son goes back on top. Ramos, the cross court to Parks, who squares up for 3, drops it in. The answer for Bobby Ray Parks Jr.
That's an impressive basket because it was a tough catch of a pass by PJ Ramos. Had to set his feet for about a second, but still able to hit it. Bertowski with a second shot from downtown. Doesn't hit.
We saw earlier Kalen go down after the hard screen given up by Hamilton as Parks scores his 7th point off the game.
Smart play by Parks, especially after hitting one the play before instead of going for the long bomb from outside, 2-on-1. And Bertowski has no choice but to look on.
Hughes to Hamilton from the corner. That's going to be a miss. Alab Pilipinas with momentum. Up by 7 points. Ramos fires. Ramos still hot in this game. And the shimmy from the hold. PJ Ramos right after. 10-point advantage for Alab Pilipinas. They force another miss on the other end. One-on-one break. Balkman waits for his teammates. Good decision from Balkman. So it's Kalen Chong-son. Kalen looking for a teammate, finding Albano.
What a pass.
Touch pass from Balkman. That's a miss for Albano. Hughes, they go to Murphy. Bernatowski on the turnaround jumper, well contested by Parks. But Bernatowski able to put it in. Ahead to Balkman here, got the contact from Tim Whale. And Balkman will head to the line for 2 shots.
Just tough to defend this San Miguel Pilipinas team, even after making a basket, especially when Ramos is the one inbounding the basketball. It's automatic for Bachman to run 95 feet to score once again, or at least to try to score once again. He earns a pair of this one. But that has been ongoing the whole season.
Whole season, that's right. That Ramos baseball pass to the waiting Ronaldo Balkman on the other end. And Alab Pilipinas up early here, 24-15. Ronaldo Balkman.
I think it's safe to say 80% Bachman, 20% other players.
That's true.
That connection, that Puerto Rican connection between the two.
Very evident here on the floor for Alab Pilipinas as the cross-court pass here goes to Quatran. Quatran, no good on the shot. Avilona on the move. The floater, banks that one in.
That's what you love about Bachman also. He trusts his teammates enough also, whether it's an open shot from the outside or an outlet for that floater, as this will be an offensive foul. As he lowered the shoulder with force. Talk about Hamilton. Bachman doing a good job holding his ground. Right there.
That's right.
Good job also of selling the call.
For Ronaldo Bachman, Hamilton called for the offensive foul. So Hamilton will head to the bench. And 5 on the floor for the Saigon Heat. You got Turker, Quatran, Trayvon Hughes, Murphy Bernatowski, and Tim Whale.
I take it back. That's more of Bachman selling the call.
Yeah. So it wasn't the impact made by D'Angelo Hamilton.
Could have been a no call. Let's put it that way.
So 11-point lead for Alab. Havilona connects again. What a spark off the bench for Alab Pilipinas. Pau Havilona scoring 5 points right away. Hughes tries to answer, no go. Havilona, quick outlet to Parks. Parks doesn't have the numbers, he will wait. And go back out to PJ. PJ, smaller guys on him. PJ Ramos just dancing his way to the basket there.
No perfect way to describe it. You hit it right there. He was dancing his way inside.
And he gets the rebound on the other end. This is too easy now for Alab Pilipinas, but the pass was too strong. Take a look at that again. PJ had Quatran.
1, 2, 3, 4 at the rim. And that's the biggest the biggest guy in this building.
That was a walk in the park. PJ Ramos.
Who said big men can't dance, huh?
PJ Ramos going to the bench here with 14 points already across his name.
But one thing you gotta give credit, Jimmy Alapag also, the luxury of having, earlier it was Khalil Chongson matching up against Hughes, a very big guard.
That's right.
Has the length to challenge, and subbing in Lawrence Domingo. That's why Hughes, it's been a struggle so far to start the game.
And this is a product of good scouting for the coaching staff of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, knowing the guys to check or who to check on this Saigon lineup. Trayvon, Corey Celia, deflected by Parks. 2-on-2 break. Parks all the way with the right hand.
That's more than just athleticism. That is excellent footwork, using the one-step layup off leg and finishing with his offhand, his right.
Turker tried to go for the poster against Sumalinog there, but Turker will miss. Sumalino will be called for the personal.
He just laughs it off. For a while there, I thought it went in.
Yeah. Sigh of relief for Chris Sumalinog on that potential Chris Turker poster. Josh Urbistondo on the floor now for Alab Pilipinas, replacing Bobby Ray Parks, who has scored 9 points in his return to the lineup for the defending champions. Chris Turker, one of the Vietnamese Americans signed by the Saigon Heat in the off-season, is actually doing very well in his first season here in the ABL.
Oh, you're talking about a 6'5", 220-pounder.
Yeah.
He's super athletic.
He's got the body to guard the big men of the other teams. As we see here, Bachman missed that buzzer-beating jumper at the end of the first 10 minutes of play here, Christian. It's been all San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, 16-point lead after the first.
Similar to their last game, giving up 32 points in Hong Kong. They give up 33 here in the Philippines.
We'll find out if Alab Pilipinas can continue that here in Lapu-Lapu Gym. And you see here the highlights of the first quarter. PJ Ramos scoring big for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. 14 points for PJ to begin this game. Again, a 16-point lead for Alab Pilipinas going into the second frame.
Sir. Alis sir. Ikambigan na rin ng season sir sa ASEAN Basketball League. Ikambigan or 9. Yes, you're correct sir. Thank you so much. And later on, napaibatong papremyo ang gawa.
Back to our ABL 9 coverage, and it's time for our hug cam here inside the venue. They're saying hi. They're waving to the camera. There you go. There's the hug. Showing love here in Cebu, Queen City of the South here in the Philippines, one of the biggest cities in the country.
You just gotta love Filipinos. You're only asking for a hug, and they give a bonus with a kiss.
Right.
Right?
That's why when you get...
What more can you ask?
That's a very cute hug given up by this couple. There you go. We're just having fun here in the coverage. But back to the action here. Entering the second quarter of this game. This is your ABL 9. We continue to rise to greatness. But in this matchup between Alab Pilipinas and the Saigon Heat, Alab Pilipinas just playing to their strengths in the first quarter, Christian, that allowed them to take the 16-point advantage. They've been scoring a lot in the painted area, and couple that with their transition game that created 33 points for them.
Almost half of their points came from inside, 16 of the 33 points in the paint, and forced 4 turnovers and got 7 of those. We saw the layup by Ray Parks. You saw the Paulo Javelona teardrop.
Yeah.
So everything working well for Alab in terms of their first stringers and the guys coming off the bench.
That's right. And back-to-back turnovers for both teams to begin our second quarter here. But if you're Alab Pilipinas, you know, if the coaching staff scouted them very well, talking about the Saigon Heat. Saigon is used to facing double-digit advantage here in season number 9. And they've actually had the opportunity to come back and win a lot of those games in their home floor or on their home floor and on the road as well. Here's Pau Javelona. They go to Sumalinog back outside to Balkman, who fires the long bomb. Oh, banks that one in! The magic touch for Balkmania.
There's a reason why it's called home court advantage. And sometimes it's because of those kind of shots.
Yeah. And Sumalinog forced to give up the foul inside, trying to stop Tim Whale. And this was the three-pointer, a long one.
Well
Put in.
contested.
That was also well contested. Yeah. That's right, by Murphy Bernatowski. But Balkman able to knock him down from downtown. And Tim Well goes to the free throw line here. Has been getting extended minutes tonight, of course, to fill in for the absence of Kyle Barone. 6'3" Tim Whale knocking down the second free throw and trying to keep Saigon in this game.
They just got to find a way, obviously, to get back in this ball game before halftime and hang around until the last 5 minutes with stops like this one.
That was a good spin, though.
Yeah.
At the baseline for Lawrence Domingo. Just couldn't make the basket.
I thought there was a slight push underneath right there that took away his advantage to the basket. Right there with the right arm. That's a foul right there by Wale.
But the no call will stand. That's right. That's Tim Well. Trayvon Hughes. Guarded now by Pau Javelona. He's got a smaller defender on him now. So Trayvon will choose to attack and score high off the glass with the offhand.
And he's going to have to do more of that, not only getting inside the paint, excuse me, but also scoring for his team. Another stop by Vietnam. This could force a basket timeout for Coach Jimmy.
Trayvon tries to go back-to-back, no good. Oh, but Turker right there, not giving up on the play. Getting fouled on the tip. And a personal will be called here against Brandon Rosser. There's the move earlier by Trayvon Hughes. Earlier, he had Kaylan Johnson and Bobby Ray Parks guarding him. This time, he had Pau Javelona. Perfect recognition there for Trayvon Hughes to attack the basket.
Right. And, yeah, to your point, Vilona is an excellent defender.
Yeah.
But, because of Hughes' quickness also to get to his strong hand right there and finish on top of Buckman. Those are the kind of shots that we mentioned earlier, whether it's a mid-range challenge shot or it's a shot inside the paint. To me, that's the only way for them to win this ball. They're going to have to make those kind of shots.
Here's Avelona for three. That is too strong. So they successfully made Alab Pilipinas a perimeter shooting team there. As Turker carves space inside. Difficult shot there. Here's the outlet. Josh Urbistondo using his body as seal, but too strong on the lay-in. Celia goes to the corner. Trayvon puts it on the floor. Hughes still with a basketball. They go back out to Turker. Chris Turker bumping Rosser there and able to get himself to the free throw line here.
And that's the explosiveness that we talked about earlier. They're going to his strong hand, straight line drive, and you see the short bump right there, giving him enough space to make that left pivot front move and force the foul on Rosser. Rosser, he's about 6'5", 6'6".
Right. And Chris Turker utilizing that heft very well.
Right. And those big shoulders.
That's right. Carving space down low. And Turker will be back to the free throw line here. Right at the free throw line, you see here on your screens Henry Nguyen, point guard off the bench for the Saigon Heat. Another shooter in the lineup of Coach Cal Julius. And of course, the Cebuano hotshot in attendance. Dondon Ontiveros was part of the championship team.
Last season.
A season ago, that's right, for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Getting their maiden championship in the ABL. Turker knocks in both free throws. So the lead is down to 14. Ethan Alfano checking back in, replacing Pau Pau Havilona. So Alfano now will bring the ball down for Alab Pilipinas, who are enjoying this 14-point advantage. Ethan working on the taller Bernatowski. Rosser. They go to Balkman down low. Balkman had position, counted plus the foul for Balkman. And that's going to be a foul against Trayvon Hughes. Second on him.
Mouse in the house.
No chance on stopping him if you're Tim Will on the help.
Yeah, help has to be there even before the pass.
A little bit earlier.
Yeah, just to force this either the skip pass or a pass to another player. Bachman, he just utilizes his body so well.
Yeah.
He feels you with his back to the basket and gets excellent position.
Oh, Chris Turker on the alley-oop jam. Wow. The Saigon connection there. Henry Nguyen lobbing it up to Turker.
For a while, he sucked the life out of this building with that highlight.
And those are the game-changing plays they need to get back in this game. Talking about the Saigon Heat. Urbistondo, Alvano driving. Alvano could not put it in. Domingo, though, getting active on the rebound play there. And there's a whistle here. Foul called against Tim Will. This was the lob earlier. Henry Nguyen finding Chris Turker on the alley-oop jam.
Smart play by Bachman with 2 fouls. Just let that one go.
So PJ Ramos, who is back on the floor, goes back out to Rosser. Too strong on the trifecta.
I don't know what's harder, the catch or the shot. Because that was like an arrow pass by Ramos.
That was a very strong cross court given up by PJ Ramos. So you got Trayvon Hughes here on top, working on Ethan Alvano, another smaller defender. Hughes choosing to attack, putting up that difficult one. Urbistondo. Back to Ramos for 3. Off to the right. And Henry Nguyen, he will be called for the foul here on the takedown. Trying to prevent Rosser from getting the rebound there. And
Yeah, good call with the left arm. as he pulled Rosser down.
Under 6 remaining in our first half. Bobby Ray Parks Jr. back on the floor, scoring 9 points in the first quarter. Trayvon Hughes on the move. Saigon Heat will set up a play here. Bernatowski at the post, feeding Trayvon Hughes. And that's a foul on San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Lawrence Domingo will be called for this one. And a quick timeout here called by Coach Jimmy Alapag. Ceasefire as they take this 14-point advantage going into this quick break. Back to our coverage here in your ABL 9 live on SNA. Again, this coverage is brought to you by ABS-CBN Sports and Virtual Playground. And Josh Urbistondo on your screens here. Again, stepping up for the injured Ray Parks, contributing a little bit of everything for Alab.
The fireball, as he is known for, had 2 3-pointers because of his 3-point shooting. But how about the 10 assists and filling in excellently for the injured Ray Parks, who you mentioned earlier missed 3 games with a groin injury. He was the one who started, if not 2 of the 3 games that Bobby Ray missed.
That's right. And he fulfilled the role very well for Coach Jimmy Alapag. Josh Urbistondo providing the goods. Of course, not just his 3-point shooting. You saw there the facilitating as well for Alab Pilipinas. And that just tells you how deep this team is.
Yeah, sorry about that, Martin, but it was 10 out of the 34 assists of Alab in that 19-point win against the Wolf Warriors.
Very close to a third of the assist numbers of the entire team. So Trayvon Hughes now will go to the free throw line here. A product of Wisconsin. Trayvon playing a lot in Europe in his career. As you see here, D'Angelo Hamilton still on the bench for the Saigon Heat. Hughes, the leader of this squad, missed a chunk of the season because of that leg injury, but he is back in full health for the team. Ethan Alvano here, putting on the pressure against the defense. Kalen Chongson goes to Parks, and Ramos will be taken down here by Murphy Bernatowski.
What can you do? Like, he had his forearm already on Ramos. But it will go against Alab Pilipinas. You saw earlier Hamilton on your screens. He has 2 fouls. You know, Alab also, with their 2 world imports in Ramos and Bachman. Bachman's on the bench right now. They have 2 fouls also. But because of their depth, they have the luxury of putting that risk, especially during the season. That this is not the first time that a guy like Ramos or Bachman has had 2 fouls already. So they're good in managing their fouls.
That's right, because they also have a lot of long guys, long wing guys that can alternate with the big men here on the floor. And one of them is Kalen Johnson. That's right.
And that's one thing that Saigon Heat does not have. Imagine in their last game, only 6 out of the 8 players, Martin, that played had double figures in terms of minutes on the floor.
Wow. So this is a short rotation.
Pretty much the whole season.
Right.
Yeah. That's why you have to be impressed also, you know, with this team.
The record.
Yeah, with their record being number 3 in the league at this point.
Yeah. They're 10-6
10
right
and 6.
now.
Yeah.
They just dropped 2 straight games. This is an offensive foul called against Tim Whale. 4:55 remaining in our first half here. You got Alab Pilipinas still ahead by 13 points, and the pace has slowed down a little bit here in the second frame, Christian.
Because of the fouls.
That's right. Alvano, no good on the drive. Here's Will with the rebound. They go to Trayvon Hughes, who's got Parks on him. Hughes will stop his dribble, get it out to Nguyen, back to him. Trayvon now, crossover on Parks, the pull-up jumper. That's good for Trayvon Hughes.
Well, he had a direct lane to the basket. It was a good crossover move against Bobby Ray, but because PJ Ramos is there, he made the right decision for the pull-up, and that time, he makes it only his first field goal on 1 for 8.
So don't look now, Christian, but that was a timely basket as we see here. Rosser scored the basket underneath. It was an 11-point lead earlier. Back up to 13 now for Alab. Quatran stops. And we'll try to retreat here and reset for Saigon. Oh, he decides to fire though.
Not a good shot.
Here's the outlet. Ethan on the receiving end, cannot score. Rosser grabbing the rebound on the trail job there. So Parks will go back to Ramos. They will go to the post to Chung Son. Kalen on the hop step. Kalen, no good. No good on the tip as well. Alvano retrieves it. Alvano puts it in. Plus the foul.
You know what's amazing with that basket, Martin? It was pretty much 4 versus 5 because PJ Ramos was at the other end waiting just in case they would miss this shot or maybe a long rebound. But they somehow managed to fight for that offensive rebound. The smallest guy, or in a white shirt rather, in Alvano, getting that offensive rebound after 2 or 3 tries will have a 2+1 right now.
And rebound advantage clearly for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas here. Again, they are the #1 team or #1 rebounding team in the league at a runaway 47 rebounds per game. 15-point lead for Alab. Trayvon working against Ethan. Cross-court pass. It's not going to be caught by Henry Nguyen. Too strong was the pass of Trayvon Hughes.
Excellent switch right there by Alvano. Well, Chung Son was getting Hughes right there, and Alvano stick to him like a leech, taking away the mid-range and force the cross-court for the turnover.
So here is PJ Ramos. He will back down and score on Durker.
I don't understand. That's the 3rd time already. You got a double right away, and for San Miguel Alab to hit outside shots, they've made 4 already. But you got to take that chance instead of a 7-3 pounding it inside.
It's tough to play him one-on-one, especially with this rather short lineup for the Heat. Chung Son to Parks, down the middle he goes. Wow, what a shot there by Bobby Ray Parks.
Those are the ones that you're going to have to win also, the 50-50 balls. It's hard enough already to defeat the San Miguel Alab Pilipinas team. Mano y mano. And when that ball is 50-50, you better make sure that you win most of them, or unless a layup like this, second opportunity will happen.
And Bobby Ray Parks not letting down Kalen Chung Son in that sequence. Rewarding him with a basket. A 19-point advantage now for Alab Pilipinas. I believe this is the biggest of the game for them. Tying the biggest here at 46-27. Make that 28 now for the Heat as Trayvon Hughes scores on that free throw. Struggled against Hong Kong Eastern.
He did, 5 for 19.
5 for 19.
Although he had 10 assists, 8 rebounds. But really struggled of shooting the basketball.
46-29 is the count. 2.5 remaining in the first half. And you got PJ here on top. They will go down low to Kalen Chung Son. Kalen. And a traveling infraction against the Filipino-American. So Corey Celia, or Murphy Brunatowski rather, will trigger it in for the Saigon Heat. And that's a screen. Marks being given up by Brunatowski. Kalen will persist. Trayvon Hughes goes to Brunatowski, who fires. Too strong.
Good
and
pass.
Alab Pilipinas again. Quickly on the other end. Foul in the finish for the reigning back-to-back local MVP, Bobby Ray Parks.
How about the court vision right here by Alvano? That ball did not reach the floor, and that could have been an unsportsmanlike foul, by the way, as Hughes sticked out his left leg. But nonetheless, that was a great pass. But how about the finish? Without dribbling, sidestep.
Yeah.
That's a tough move.
That's a good, tough, and efficient move.
Right.
From Ray Parks.
Usually you see the sidestep move off the dribble.
Off one dribble at least.
That time it was on the catch by Bobby Ray. What an impressive move.
But Turker will try to answer. Saigon Heat struggling from Rainbow Country. And Alab Pilipinas now with a 20-point lead. 49-29, ball is loose. Celia will recover. Celia doesn't have the numbers. He stops, shoots. Too strong on the free. Outlet here to Bogman. Shovel pass to Alvano. And Ethan will be met by Bernatowski up top.
Tough fall.
And a hard fall by Ethan Alvano after that clash with Murphy Bernatowski. But it was a play for the basketball.
Right. And that's what usually happens, Martin, when you take off on one leg.
So
that's what usually happens when you take off on one leg, especially if it's a guard going up against a big guy. This was the terrific sidestep move. That ball did not hit the floor as soon as Alab got possession of that on the other end. But, you know, to the one that we mentioned earlier,
right.
For a guard, oftentimes it's better to come up with two legs, especially if you're in stride, going up against a big man in Bertowski, who's about 6'6", 6'7", because back then, even with contact, you can land with 2 feet and control your weight.
That's right. Usually some of the guards actually use their body as shield when they face a big man in transition. But it's 49-30 here for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Celia scoring the free throw on the other end. You got Bachman here carving space. And again, a basket for Balkmania.
That's the luxury that Alab has. A local player in Khalil Chongson double teamed, which means you have 2 world imports in Bachman and Ramos, putting the defense in rotation, and they will be open just like what Bachman had. This was the one right here. All ball right there. Good no call by the official. Just a tough fall by Albano.
So Trayvon heading to the free throw line here. Biggest of the game for Alab Pilipinas here at 21, and make that 20 now. And Trayvon Hughes has been getting his points from the free throw line because he has been struggling from the field. Only 2 out of 9 for Trayvon Hughes here in the first half. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas in full control of this game so far. You got Parks going to Kalan at the post again against the smaller Celia. Kalan takes advantage, too strong. He gets it back. Oh, no good on the putback as well. Battle for the rebound, it ends up with Hughes. Trayvon Hughes on the move. He doesn't have the numbers. He will go to the corner. Bernatowski too strong. Balkman bringing it down. Torres for 3. Off to the side, and the rebound goes to Bernatowski. 22 seconds remaining here in our first half. Hughes on the crossover, on the hezzy. Floater with the left hand, a foul first. And that's going to be either Torres. Oh, there you go, it's against Thomas Torres. Only his first in this ball game. But Trayvon Hughes forcing another foul against an Alab defender. This is his first season in the ASEAN Basketball League. Talking about Trayvon Hughes. He was actually replaced earlier in the season because he got that leg injury, replaced by the replacement import tonight, D'Angelo Hamilton. Played 4 games for Saigon. And Trayvon Hughes knocking down the free throw. Alab Pilipinas, a chance to finish strong and add further to this cushion. Ray Parks will facilitate. Ray Parks will drive. Ray Parks straight to the basket. Almost went in for Parks, but a foul called here against Henry Nguyen, who is limping on the sideline here for Saigon. So 3.2 seconds remaining. Parks will go to the free throw line. And based on his performance here in the first half, you can tell that he missed playing on the court with his team.
Right.
15 points in the first half for Parks.
Very impressive for a player who missed 3 games. And usually you would shake the rust off.
Yeah.
Hasn't been the case for Bobby Ray in the first half.
And the heave here will not work. And going into the break after 2 quarters of play, a commanding 20-point advantage for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas Christian. Just taking full control. They had a safe cushion already after the first quarter, but they were able to recover after the fast start of Saigon in the second frame and add further to the lead.
3 players in double figures already after 2 quarters. Parks with 16, Bachman with 10, Ramos with 16, giving up 53 points, 33 in the first quarter. So you have to wonder how Vietnam will respond in the second half to come back in this one.
All right, so halftime stats and analysis coming your way right after this break. Back to our coverage here inside the Lapu-Lapu Gym in Cebu, Philippines. Again, we resume our coverage of this matchup between San Miguel Alab Pilipinas and the Saigon Heat. At the half, it is a 20-point advantage for the defending champions. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, again, trying to go perfect, still here on their home floor. And Robbie Ray Parks there scoring for Alab Pilipinas, one of the 3 players you mentioned before we went to the break, Christian. One of the 3 players in double figures in the first half for Alab.
Right, and that's pretty much the story of the ball game, and that's more of the defense by Vietnam. But credit Alab Pilipinas, plays like this, getting stops, not putting the ball on the floor to get layups on the other end, inside points, a whopping 30-6. That's plus 24 for Alab Pilipinas. Assist 15-6 for Alab. Field goal shooting 50% compared to 26%, and that's Alab plus 10 in terms of attempts. In 3-point shooting, they had lesser attempts but made more from downtown. That's why they have a 20-point lead.
And they're doing it against a potential contender here in season number 9. It's not like they're doing it against a team that's at the bottom of the team standings. No, they're 10-6 right now, talking about the Saigon Heat, and they're just getting blasted here by San Miguel Alab Pilipinas in Cebu. But we will see if that story will continue here in the second half as we begin the 3rd quarter of this ball game. D'Angelo Hamilton back on the floor, the replacement import back on the floor for the Saigon Heat after, I believe, not playing the entire second quarter for the Heat. So here's Trayvon Hughes beginning the second half with that basket. That's a long bomb from Trayvon Hughes to begin the scoring for the Heat.
And his first 3-ball in the ball game after going 0 for 3 before that shot. That's a huge basket confidence-wise for Hughes to start the 3rd.
Again, if you're Alab, you cannot relax. This is a Saigon Heat team that is used to facing big leads. Trayvon Hughes, Saigon getting the stop on the other end. Hughes guarded here on top by Lawrence Domingo. So another tall defender against Hughes. He decides to fire and drop in his 2nd straight 3-pointer.
Just like that. Less than a minute. From 20, it's now 14.
Trayvon Hughes, 16 points in the ball game now. They go to PJ here, quick spin, runs into Hamilton. Oh, he misses the lefty hook. And ball will go the other way, so yet another stop here at the start of the 3rd quarter for the Saigon Heat. And this will open the door to create an uprising early here in the second half.
Again, opting not to double team, especially with Hamilton, with those 2 fouls. Fortunate that time that the left-handed jump hook was short. They get the stop, and if they get this one right here, 3 straight threes to open up the third, down to 11.
Wow. Saigon Heat catching fire here to begin the second half.
Puts this crowd in a hush.
Ethan Alvano, the
Good
cross
pass.
court to Parks, who fires. Could not connect, and the Heat will have an opportunity to get this down to a single-digit advantage. Trayvon Hughes had a couple of three-pointers earlier to begin the third. He will facilitate.
He will shoot this one.
Hughes will fire. That is an air ball put up by Hughes. So finally, a miss here for the Saigon Heat. After that hot start for them, Alvano against Quatran. Balkman back to Alvano. Attacks, gives it out to Parks. Parks moving closer. Parks slithering his way to the basket. They're able to draw the foul in the process.
They're trying to stop the bleeding. Obviously, he had an open shot.
Yeah.
Missed an open shot earlier, but that time earned his way to the line right here.
Here's the move by Bobby Ray Parks off the pass from Ethan Alvano. Again, wisely taking it closer and taking it to Trayvon Hughes that time. So Parks missing on the first free throw. And the Saigon Heat, after going 3 out of 17 in our first half, knocking down 3 of their first 4 attempts from downtown. Here in the third quarter. Huh?
Do the math for me.
That's right. Well,
6 for 21. There
6
you
for
go.
21. That did not take a lot of time though, Christian. Here's Murphy. They will go to Quatran. Quatran. Oh, getting fouled by Ethan Alvano. And Ethan does not like it. Felt it was a clear strip. But Quatran nonetheless will go to the free throw line. And a chance to move closer for the Saigon Heat. Quatran now. First free throw in, too strong. An interesting fact here about Quatran. They call him Mr. Wiggle because as he shoots his free throws, he wiggles and does a shimmy before he takes the shot.
I thought it was because of the hair. Interesting.
That too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those, by the way, are the 20th free throws given up by Alab to Vietnam.
Yeah. So Saigon hanging around. Parks from the top of the key. That connects. Ray Parks stops the bleeding for Alab Pilipinas. Bernatowski kicking it out to Durker. Durker gets to the lane. Durker, the floater, no good. Hamilton with a rebound. Put back is off. PJ with a contest. The outlet to Balkman and touchdown for Balkman.
That easy. Point A to point B.
But Hamilton has the answer for the Saigon Heat. Another three-pointer for the Heat here in the third. That's 4 already at the first 3.5 of this quarter. But Balkman again scoring inside for Alab.
Well, until they adjust defensively of shrinking the floor or collapsing on the big men of Alab, they're going to have a feast as they have been the whole game. Talking about Alab inside the paint. Good basket on the other end though by Vietnam. Domingo answers right back.
Good answer by Lawrence Domingo there. And Saigon Heat just trading baskets right now with the defending champions. Hamilton connecting again from downtown. Lead is down to 12. Basket and timeout for Coach Jimmy Alapag. It's 63-51 for the defending champions. More fun in the coverage here inside the venue, Lapu-Lapu Gym in Cebu City. And this is the Pacute Camp. Care to explain, Christian, to our international viewers what the Pacute Camp is? And you see here, LJ Moreno Alapag, of course, the wife of Coach Jimmy Alapag.
I think you're more qualified of explaining it rather than me, man.
No, that's a cute cam though. Doing a lot of cute gestures on cam. There you go. That's a very brief way of explaining it as we continue the action here. Bachman runs into trouble.
Good pass.
Gets it to Alvano. The extra pass to Ramos, who jams it home.
That's just experience for Bachman. Did not even fluster with that double team. Alvano, smart cut to the middle with the drop and the dime and the flush. Alvano to Ramos. Right here. Double team. A lot of players would have panicked in that situation.
Yeah.
Alvano. Dish it out. Ramos knows what to do with that.
Crisp interior passing there from San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Again, probably the best passing team in the league right now.
No question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trayvon Hughes. Saigon staring at a 14-point lead. They go back out to Durker. Quatran dancing against Ethan Alvano. Cannot shake him off. Durker fires. Off to the right. Hamilton with the rebound. And a putback attempt is going to be deflected. And he's going to be fouled here by Kaylan Chongson. So 65-51 here in the third frame. You got Durker missing on the attempt, but you're seeing a more aggressive on the rebounding plays for the Saigon Heat here. You're seeing more aggressive players, more aggressive big men on the rebounding for Saigon.
Well, they were limited with foul trouble, and the reason why, a big part of why we didn't see that in the second quarter, because as you mentioned earlier, Hamilton was saddled on the bench pretty much the whole second quarter.
Right.
And with the amount of energy he was able to harness with that 10-minute quarter, we're seeing it in full display right now. And obviously, a lot of time, the way they have been shooting the basketball, but they cannot trade baskets, as you mentioned earlier. They got to get some stops and put pressure, especially on the post with those double team. They're not going to survive one-on-one on the post against this very big Alab team.
They're going to force them to be an outside shooting team like that. PJ Ramos could not connect from downtown. 65-53. Bernatowski going around, finding Durker, who attacks. Durker puts it up and in. And this is down to a 10-point lead for Alab Pilipinas. And the error on the side of the home team. They give the ball back to the Heat after that infraction. A chance again for Saigon to trim this one to 8 or even 7 with a three-pointer. So you got Quatran triggering it in. They go to the corner. Durker blowing by Ramos. Durker, the floater will not drop. Alvano accelerates to the hoop. Foul against Quatran. And Ethan catching the defense off guard there.
Oh, that time Ramos deciding to play defense, moving his feet. One of the few times you will see him slide his feet, and was able to contest the left-handed layup that led to these two freebies right here from Alvano.
You see here Chelsea Santillan, of course, former member of the championship team in season 91 for the College of St. Benilde Lady Blazers, enjoying the action here in Cebu. Too strong on the free throw is Ethan.
Look at Domingo. Getting in there, getting a hand in and fight for the offensive rebound.
True. And this is another crack at the basket for them. Bogman crowded. Hamilton with a rejection. Hamilton will go to Durker. He stops, shoots, and is able to drop that jumper. Chris Durker for 3. 66-58 now. A tremendous start for the Saigon Heat in the third, and they get the steal. Oh, Alvano gets it back. picking the pocket of Trayvon Hughes. Ethan working on Hughes. Oh, what a move by Ethan Alvano. Feeling the sense of urgency here for the white shirts.
Offensive foul.
And an offensive foul.
On the illegal screen by Hamilton, his third.
Take a look at this move. A crafty finish by this talented point guard Ethan Alvano, shaking off Trayvon Hughes to the basket. And he extends the lead back up to 10. Parks goes to PJ. PJ at the post. He's got Hamilton on him. Oh, Ramos counts Hamilton and is able to score on the scoop.
Again, no double team on the post. Ramos scores.
Turker driving, kicking it out. Bernatowski for three, knocks it down. And Murphy is able to put it in. Bernatowski making it a 9-point game again. Ethan deflected by Hughes, recovered by Hamilton. Here comes Saigon, Quatran. A step out of bounds. Missed chance, missed opportunity for the Heat. Pau Pau Havilona checking in for Ethan Alvano. This was the move. PJ Ramos relying on brute force to get that basket, the scoop in the hoop for the Hulk. And they go back to PJ. That's not an entirely bad idea for Alab Pilipinas. PJ is able to score again.
There's no way Captain America is winning against the Hulk.
But
Unless you have Thanos.
there you go. That's a way to answer. Give her the Saigon Heat a free pointer on the other end by Chris Turker. Lead is back down to 8 again. This is turning out to be an entertaining game here in the third quarter. They go back to PJ. PJ carving space. PJ! The scoop in the hoop and the free-point play opportunity. PJ Ramos taking over for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, getting them timely baskets, including this one, getting the contact from Hamilton and flexing his muscles right after he got the basket.
And that was all of 231 pounds that D'Angelo Hamilton can all give to PJ Ramos, 255 pounds.
Wow. But PJ missing on the free throw. 10-point lead. Hamilton steps into that one, decides to move closer. That's an offensive foul. Yet another one here. Second offensive foul called against D'Angelo Hamilton.
The little things, the intangibles, the things that you don't usually see
And he's out
in
of the
the
pocket.
stat sheet. Lawrence Domingo making it happen, and more importantly, as you mentioned, forcing the fifth foul.
Fifth foul,
Fifth
that's
foul,
right. And PJ with an open lane there. Alab Pilipinas taking advantage right away. And Trayvon Hughes runs into a wall.
That's the Great Wall of America. Oh, sorry.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that's right. Trayvon Hughes is actually American Puerto Rican as well.
Yeah.
So 12-point advantage for Alab Pilipinas here. Got Chris Sumalinog checking in, replacing Parks. And the Saigon Heat will no longer have the services of D'Angelo Hamilton fouling out after committing his fifth personal foul. Or foul rather, yes. Havilona getting the steal. Alab on the move. Gets it back out to Balkman. Balkman throws the ball away. Trayvon Hughes getting it. Hughes behind the back pass. Quatran all day to shoot. Knocks it down.
I want to see him do the wiggle while shooting the basketball, aside from the free throw. That would really be impressive, but nonetheless, a big shot to cut this lead into single figures.
And the Heat outscoring Alab 34. Now 26 with that three-pointer by Chris Sumalinog. Hughes, Durker, the step-back three-pointer. Durker short. Domingo gets it, deflected by Durker. Hughes will get it out. Quatran catch and shoot, too strong. Ramos with a board, quickly to Balkman. Ronaldo on the move. Balkman, that is stripped by Bernatowski. And the ball will go out. Balkman looking for the foul. It will not be given. And Brandon Rosser going back to the ball game here. (79-67). Would have been a nice pass, but Balkman is able to recover.
It was a nice pass to Balkman.
So that's going to be credited
To
To
Balkman
PJ.
or Havelona, whatever, as long as it's a deuce.
It is back up to 14. 7.4 remaining. And this is a foul on Alab Pilipinas. Sumalino committing it. Freebies for Quatran coming up.
If you have a teammate like PJ Ramos, if you're teammates with PJ Ramos rather,
Yeah.
those hands better be ready. Whether it's long distance or short
Right.
distance, just like what you saw, that pass is mega sharp.
If he throws out sharp baseball passes, as we see this wiggle from Quatran entertaining the crowd here in Cebu, that's Mr. Wiggle for you. That's right. Balkman carving space, could not make the shot, and that will mark the end of 3 quarters here in Lapu-Lapu Gym in the Queen City of the South in the Philippines. PJ Ramos getting Alab Pilipinas timely baskets to fend off the run of the Saigon Heat. But Saigon, well, they had a big third quarter. They actually ended it at 36-28 in favor of the Heat to trim the lead down to 12, 81-69 as we go to the final frame. Back to the action here on your screens is 2017 Reina Hispano America. Winwin Marquez beside LJ Moreno Alapag, of course, the wife of the legendary coach of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, Coach Jimmy Alapag, in attendance, enjoying the action here. There's an intense matchup between the Saigon Heat and San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. A good-sized crowd on a Sunday, Christian. Good attendance here in Lapu-Lapu Gym. But the Saigon Heat, well, catching fire in the third quarter to make this a ball game.
Right.
It was a 20-point advantage at halftime. It's now down to 12, and Saigon was able to cut it down to 8 earlier in the third before Alab recovered.
Well, every time you're down double figure, especially if it's 18 to 20 points, just like how Alab had that in halftime. The first 5 minutes of the third is very critical, and Vietnam came out with a sense of urgency. As you see the quarter scoring, you see that pretty much plus 20 compared to the first 2 quarters in terms of quarter scoring. And obviously Hughes was the catalyst in that run, hitting his first 2 or 3 shots from downtown. But also I thought their defense picked up, except for the ones they still played single coverage on the post on Ramos. That's why this lead is still 12 points.
That's right. That really cost them a lot of baskets. That was scored by Alab Pilipinas. Balkman was poked. But the Saigon Heat will have to live life without their world import, D'Angelo Hamilton. Here's Durker on the break. And it will stay with the Saigon Heat with a lot of time to work with. Foul against Oping Sumalinog as he tries to get the charge on the streaking Durker. This was the poke by Murphy Bernatowski. Intended to go for the basketball, but hit the face of Ronaldo Balkman along the way. And Balkman, so feeling the effects of that poke. Catch and shoot for Hughes, too strong. Whale with the rebound here. Another crack at the basket for the Heat. Saigon. Chongson falling down. And a bit of color here. Trayvon Hughes showing frustration. But Kalen Chongson will be called for his 5th foul. And Chongson going straight to Trayvon Hughes there. So Chongson will foul out for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. So it's Hamilton fouling out for the Heat, Chongson for Alab. Both teams -1 players, or -1 player each rather.
Obviously, Big Brother Ramos upset with the extra motion after the whistle, which Hughes threw the ball.
Yeah.
Gently, I would say. But he still threw the ball at Chongson, who was down on the floor. Ramos didn't like it, and because Ramos reacted, Chongson, as soon as he stood up, reacted the same way.
And he was going to the bench anyway.
Yeah.
So he went straight to Trayvon Hughes before going to the bench. So our officials convening here at midcourt, trying to clarify the calls. This was the foul given up earlier by Jalen Chongson, and Trayvon Hughes right after giving the ball back to him.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, let me rephrase that. Giving the ball back to him, not really throwing the basketball.
Yeah. And you hear the boos here in the Lapu Lapu gym. So techs will be called.
Yeah.
They're just trying to determine
Ramos
on
pushed
how
off-
many. Yeah.
Ramos pushed off somebody. One of his kids, maybe. The way it looks like
Yeah.
it. It was a red shirt. Let's see if he's gonna. He might get a technical with that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the officials saw it, but I see a technical sign right here.
So Trayvon called for the tech. PJ called for the tech. Oh, against Coach Jimmy as well. So 2 techs on Alab Pilipinas, 1 on PJ, 1 on Coach Jimmy.
The first 2 ones, I agree with, but the one with Coach Jimmy,
Right.
this is the one they're contesting. Did he go inside? I don't think so.
I don't think so, yeah. So Coach Jimmy trying to clarify it here with our officials. (81-69). So they called the technical foul on Coach Jimmy Alapag because they can't call it on Kalen Chongson, who committed his 5th personal
Right,
foul.
there you go.
So it was placed
Yeah.
on the head coach instead. So there you go, 2 techs for Alab Pilipinas and 1 against the Saigon Heat. That was called on Trayvon Hughes.
Number 1 Trayvon Hughes is Saigon 5 fouls. He's fouled out of the game.
And that was a big foul. Double whammy for Trayvon Hughes. Technical foul and the disqualifying foul. The 5th foul on Trayvon Hughes.
That sums up the frustration of Saigon Heat tonight. Hey, but still, only a 12-point game.
Yeah.
And you still have this guy on the line, number 13, Bartowski. He can light it up.
So you got one world import left for the Saigon Heat, and that is Murphy Bernatowski at the free throw line here.
And Mr. Wiggle.
Yeah, and you got local players. The local cast will have to step up here. The players on the floor now: Quatran, Tim Whale, Corey Celia, and Chris Durker. Will have to fill in for the absence of D'Angelo Hamilton and Trayvon Hughes. So 81-70 here. 9:21 remaining in the game. Bernatowski drops it in.
What a shot by Bernatowski, right in the face of Domingo right here, but makes a nice move underneath.
Lawrence Domingo goes around inside and able to score underneath. Quatran almost losing that one, but it will remain with the Saigon Heat with 17 seconds to work with.
Saigon Heat basketball, shot clock 17 seconds.
Quatran triggering it in. They go back out to Tim Whale. Durker attacks Bogman. Quatran guarded by Parks. He puts one up. Deep ball is off. Tim Whale hustling. It ends up with Havilona. Pau Pau stopping, going to Bogman at the post. Ronaldo, one dribble in. Ronaldo unable to score, but gets the foul on Chris Durker. And we got a timeout here called by Coach Cal Julius. This was the play before that call. Ronaldo Bogman taking it strong, able to draw the personal on Durker. Alab Pilipinas still up by 10. And you see here the fans, mga Alab, watching here in the Lapu-Lapu gym in Cebu. The Cebuanos enjoying some basketball on a Sunday evening. It is the 3rd of February here, the year of 2019. And we are witnessing a very intense matchup between two of the top teams in the league. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas and the Saigon Heat really giving their all in this arena, Christian.
Right, and if you're Alab Pilipinas, Coach Jimmy Alapao probably said to his troops, you better create separation in the next 3 to 5 minutes right away with stops like this one or not. Because only with one world import left in Bartowski obviously gives you a ton of advantage.
That's right, especially inside.
But the last thing that you want is for them to hang around in the last 2 minutes, and then it's a close game, and who knows what will happen, especially how the shots have been falling in the 3rd quarter for Saigon Heat.
That's right, they're gonna use that momentum they got in the third quarter. That's a foul against San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. And Mr. Wiggle here, Quatran, dropping in the first free throw. Another promising local player here who made his way to the starting unit, or worked his way to the starting unit for Coach Cal Julius, because initially it was the backup of Sang Din who was starting for Saigon.
And I guess a lot of that because of the wiggle, right?
Yeah.
As Alab
Huge.
scores.
And that is another basket here for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Well, you ask for separation from this team. This could be the start, Christian. A 12-point lead. Quatran could not finish. Whale getting pushed as he was falling down.
Probably something that Whale did before that forced Bachman for the two-hand push.
It was the left-handed drive by Quatran, and Bachman just pushing him to the ground. And if you're Tim Wood, that's a very scary sight. So 2 free throws coming here for Tim Whale. Whale getting extended minutes for Coach Cal with this depleted lineup. Again, Sang Din out for the season for them. Calberon not here. D'Angelo Hamilton fouling out. And Trayvon Hughes graduating as well. Well, missing the second free throw. Urbistondo, traveling violation.
Good call.
Could be a big stop for the Saigon Heat. But PJ Ramos makes his way back to the basketball court. And instantly, it's going to spell trouble here for Saigon. So Quatran bringing the ball down. He surveys the floor here. 2.5 gone in our fourth quarter. Quatran misses the three-pointer. The fireball getting the rebound. Alab on the move. PJ going to Ronaldo. Balkman's face-up jumper is off. And Saigon Heat will try to capitalize on this opportunity. Durker moving closer. Durker throwing that ball away. And the opportunities have been there for the Saigon Heat in a lot of sequences, Christian. They just couldn't score.
You might want to put, since PJ Ramos is in, to put him into ball screen situations. The problem is your best playmaker in Hughes is already fouled out of the ball game.
Ramos missing, Ramos getting it back. Ramos puts it back in. And the activity of PJ Ramos will lift Alab Pilipinas in this one.
Still single coverage.
That's right. They haven't adjusted in guarding PJ. Whale tapping the ball to Durker. Ends up with Urbistondo instead. Rosser on the move. Goes to Parks. With a lay-in, no good. He gets the ball back. Parks connects. The foul in the finish for Bobby Ray Parks. And Parks getting hit in the face there. Good thing he had the mask on.
After babying the first one, he gets his own rebound right here. Did not want the easy one, but wanted an extra one.
Yeah.
As he gets the 2+1 to complete the three-point play and the separation we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Now up to 16.
So Bernatowski gets in, runs into trouble. Durker fires. Durker connects. That's a way to put out the flame if you're the Saigon Heat. Oh, that goes in! And that's going to be credited to Ronaldo Balkman.
And also an assist for Ray Parks.
We've been seeing a lot of weird assists
Stepped out of bounds.
And that's a turnover for the Saigon Heat. Here's the pressure put up by Corey Celia. Parks calmly bringing the ball down. This is a good welcome back game for Bobby Parks. Ramos on the reverse.
I don't understand. Same story from start to finish. Single coverage on the post.
No adjustments whatsoever on the side of Saigon in guarding PJ at least. Bernatowski driving, stopping, putting it up against pressure, no good. And here comes Alab Pilipinas, up by 17, make that 19. Ronaldo Balkman scoring and getting fouled in the process. Here's the drive, just too easy for Ronaldo Balkman. After he got the contact, he was able to proceed to lay in that basketball. That is way short though. Balkman could not complete the three-point play, but he does have 22 points, or make that 24 points in this ball game. Durker. Tim Whale, open shot. That's gonna be off. Rosser with the rebound. Bobby Ray, poked away by Quatran. Here's Quatran with the ball fake. Bernatowski met by PJ. And Bernatowski will go to the line. Saigon still not giving up this game. They continue to pound the ball inside.
Bernatowski just giving every inch of his whatever's left in him right now, as he's played pretty much the whole ball game. I don't think he's ever went out.
Yeah.
Especially with the foul trouble situation early in the first half with Hamilton. Hughes fouling out in the third or early in the fourth.
Yeah. He needed to play all of
40 minutes.
40 minutes. Now 36 minutes so far. Lead is 17. PJ. Double team. Oh, good pass inside. And Ronaldo is able to take advantage. So at that time they double team PJ Ramos. That opened up the shot for Ronaldo Balkman underneath. Alvano, he's got Celia to beat. Alvano kicks it out. Orbestondo knocks it down from deep.
That's it. That's a game right there.
22-point lead. Durker. And Alab Pilipinas just running with it here in the fourth. Alvano gets it back. Ethan, the kick out. Orbestondo, too strong. And that would have brought the house down. The crowd was already on its feet as Orbestondo was taking that shot. Bernatowski could not put out the fire extinguisher. Approaching 3 minutes left in the ball game. You got Ronaldo Balkman facilitating here for the home team. They go to PJ. Single coverage again. Good strip by Durker. Here's the outlet. And Bernatowski is able to draw the foul on Ethan Alvano.
Now finally getting a stop on a single coverage. 1 out of 10, I believe. That led to the fast break by Bernatowski. Little too late though at this point.
That's right. And Murphy Bernatowski will try to make it at least a decent game for the Saigon Heat. A couple of games they dropped were actually close ones. One against the Singapore Slingers and one against Hong Kong Eastern. This is their first blowout on the road. Blowout loss on the road for the Heat. So 103-82. Balkman catching it, so putting on the pressure on the defense. And how about Ronaldo Balkman tonight? Just unstoppable for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
Finishing touches. This was a send a message move by Bachman because, well, a little color developed
Yeah,
between him
Team Will.
and number 34. Yeah, Tim Will.
We saw Balkman pushing Team Will earlier to the ground. So Ronaldo will head back to the free throw line for added points for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. You mentioned finishing touches. Again, the mid-season World Import MVP of the ABL. Before this game, averaging almost 26 points per game. He will go to the bench here and finish the game.
A big part of that maybe because of his Instagram page, the Bulkmania TV, right?
Right.
Right?
Right. He's been gaining a lot of fans here in the Philippines. Bernatowski had to put one up off that triple team. And Murphy Bernatowski heads back to the free throw line. Now, Saigon Heat will drop to 10-7 now in the season, still at number 3. I think probably a game ahead
Hong Kong.
or half game ahead of Hong Kong Eastern. That's right, who are now at 11-8 in our team standings. As you see here, Parks and Ramos talking it up at the bench. Beret, by the way, excellent game for the local MVP or reigning local MVP. 23 points tonight after missing again the last 3 games for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. And San Miguel Alab Pilipinas will now be at 12-2. They will hold that position safely against the Formosa Dreamers, the Saigon Heat, and Hong Kong Eastern, who are trying to catch up on San Miguel Alab Pilipinas and climb the standings.
Oh, what a turnaround, though. You mentioned Formosa Dreamers from last place last season. And currently in second place. You don't see that too often, from becoming the last place, then becoming a contender right away.
That's right.
So give credit to, the management right there, changing a new coach, probably changing their culture. The only thing they didn't change is the suits of the coaches.
Right. Still there.
Which is sharp. By the way, I love it.
That's right. And that's the product. You're talking about the Formosa Dreamers, a product of their off-season work. They joined a lot of tournaments.
Right.
To prepare specifically for the ASEAN Basketball League.
On top of that, beautiful country.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Beautiful court as well. Their home court in Changhua County Stadium. Corey Celia here at the free throw line. And we are greeting, by the way, our very own COO, Jericho Ilagan. His birthday month is this February. So
happy birthday, Jericho.
We offer every game to him this
Oh, wow.
Feb, the month of love. There you go. Corey Celia knocking down the second free throw there. And Joshua Bistondo just bringing the ball down here.
So he has all of the next 25 days to at least give us a pizza or something. That's what you mean,
Well,
right?
You said that, Christian. You said it, not me. A minute and 37. And another important thing here for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas is that they will remain perfect here in the Philippines.
Right.
They will now go up to 10-0, or they will bring up their home record to 10-0 now.
And giving the fans of what the Filipino fans really deserve. One of the best fans in the ABL.
That's true.
Whether we're in Santa Rosa or San Juan or here in Cebu, look at this turnout. As early as 5 p.m.
Yeah.
It was jam-packed already outside. The lines were long already.
Thank you also to the local government of Cebu for all of the invites here, allowing us to play here inside the Lapu-Lapu gym. Second time this season. First one was Alab Pilipinas' victory against the Wolf Warriors, and now this is going to be an impending victory against the Saigon Heat. Josh Urbistondo will melt the clock, and the defending champions will stay high and mighty here in season number 9 of the ABL. And that's not a good sign if you're the Saigon Heat. You see here Henry Nguyen holding that left, that left knee.
Probably a knee-to-knee situation. Maybe a sting. It's usually a sting. But he has like a tape though that serves as a brace. So we didn't see what happened.
And that time Joshua Urbistondo just knocking down the jumper.
Casually,
that's right. So Henry Nguyen heading back to the bench here. That's another man down for Saigon. Again, before this game, they already had 2 players down. That's Kyle Barone with a broken nose, and Sangdin probably out of the season. Kyle Julius, Coach Kyle, told me that he's out for 10 weeks. So that's about 2.5 months of recovery for Sangdin.
That's severe, huh?
Yeah. Bernatowski, 17 seconds remaining, and we're just waiting for the final score. The applause from the crowd here in Cebu. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas getting another victory here on their home floor. Our final score, 111 to 87 for the defending champions, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
Well, they started out strong, and you got to give credit to, Ramos setting the tone on the post, pounding it inside, 30-6 advantage at halftime, points inside the paint. Bobby Ray Parks missing 3 games. I'm just preparing Bobby Ray since he's the best player of the ball game.
You're just hyping him up here, prepping him up. That's right. The back-to-back local MVP. Bobby Ray Parks, our player off the game.
What a game, though, by Bobby Ray. After missing 3 games, which usually a player would be rusty a little bit, did not show an inch of that tonight and was very efficient from the floor. 8 of 12 for 23 big points.
We go to a quick break here, and later on we'll talk to Ray Parks. What do you think of this emphatic and convincing win of Alab Pilipinas against one of the top 3 teams in the league?
If I'm Vietnam, it's a concern for me, especially the timeline of injury.
Right.
With Kyle Barone out 10 weeks. Obviously, a lot of decisions have to be made because a lot of games still remaining into the season. You want to go and position yourself in the best position possible. So it'll be interesting to see what the management will decide on of who their import, that second import, will be beside Bartowski and Hughes.
That's right. But for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, this is now 6 straight wins in the season. 12-2 in the team standings, and their next game will be on the road. Next 2 games will actually be on the road. First one against Hong Kong Eastern, February 8th. That's going to be next week, Saldorn Stadium in Wan Chai, Hong Kong. Back-to-back games there, Feb 8 and Feb 13. And they're going to go back here in the Philippines on Feb 17 against the Zhuhai Wolf Warriors. That will be played in the Santa Rosa, their unofficial home court, Santa Rosa Multipurpose Complex. Again, it is a convincing victory for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Christian, good to work with you again. My pleasure.
Always a pleasure, Martin.
And again, on behalf of the entire broadcast team here in Lapu-Lapu Gym in Cebu in the Philippines, this has been Martin Javier saying thank you and good night. See you guys in the next game of this 9th season of the ASEAN Basketball League.